Right, what have we got today? It is an item from Vessel. So a good Japanese brand here. I'm doing this review because I think it was one of the subscribers, been a subscriber for a while, and they said, look, have you looked at one of the Vessels? And I hadn't, so I says, I'll try and get a hold of them. So that's what I've done here. And this is the Vessel 2200MBH120. I think there's a 120K or whatever it is. And that just comes with a set of bits. I think you get one bit in here rather than a set. So just to make that differentiation there. So let's have a look at what we've got here. The box is so big, doesn't even fit in the frame here, but this is what it is here. So it is ignore that just for a second there. So it is a 1/4 inch, or if you prefer the millimeters, it's 6.35 a millimeter hex drive, and it is like a standard bit holding screwdriver. But there's a few interesting things about this. Not only the ball design of here, it also splits apart to a degree, and it has a ratchet built into it, and Japan there, and I did check, yes, so if you see there, made in Japan. It is made in Japan, and this is a genuine one. I'm sure of that. So there you go. And there is a Vessel Tools USA website there if you are interested, with a California address. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. There's a few little things I want to show you on the side. They're not particularly interesting. So you have smooth operation. That's in it smooth. Yeah, okay, it is kind of. The ratchet comes out as part of the stubby, which is quite interesting. And it has magnetic holding function up here for the 1/4 inch hex shank bits. And then this bit here, really, they're referring to one of the bits that that comes with it, so I'll cover that. They're just on about, you know, HRC 62, so that's pretty hard. You don't want things too hard because then they shatter and they become brittle, but it's got one of these torsion zones, excuse me, one of these torsion zones, a little bit like some of the Milwaukees where they have that torsion zone and things like that. Don't confuse torsion zone with a bit that is specifically designed for a like a proper impact driver. An impact driver works slightly, well, it's more aggressive than what you would do with your hands, so you may need something that's specifically for that sort of thing. And there are your bits there, so ignore that, that's just a free bit that comes with it. So there's your sort of diameters there and lengths. Okay, so right, that's the boring bit. Come on, let's get on with what we're actually supposed to be looking at here. Nobody likes the box bit of an unboxing, right? Get rid of that bush in the bin. Right, I'll put this back, but I have obviously used it, and there's some little bits and pieces. Not interested in that. Okay, so here we go. Right, here's the one bit that comes with it. So we'll take this out. I don't really think it needs all this bubble wrap, but never mind. So we'll take that out. Boom, get rid of that. Let's look at the actual driver itself. So here it is. Now, bear in mind, I'm quite a big guy. I'm sort of 6'3", but that fits nicely in my hand. I like the design. What I actually like about this is the rubber on this. It's not as soft as something like a PB Swiss, which is like that. To me, that's supreme. It's kind of the same hardness as the soft bits on a Vera. So you get these soft bits. You can see my thumb imprint in there, and then you get the plastic bits in between. Well, in this manner, this is similar. Look, you can see my thumb going in there. See it? So it's plastic. Listen, rubber. Then plastic, then you've got another rubber bit here, and then you've got plastic, and then from here to here, it's almost like it's hard to explain, it's like a plastic overlay. Can you see the seam here? I've done this in 4K, 60 frames a second, and HDR to try and get, and I'll upload it at the highest quality I can, but there is a seam there. Can you see it? Just where my thumbnail enters there. So you can see that there is a plastic cover on this, but I believe this to be metal underneath, and then this is all metal with a magnet down the bottom. Now they are saying that is a rare earth magnet. In other words, it's a neodymium, basically. That's what they're saying. It's not just a manufactured magnet, it's neodymium, so it'll be powerful, which it is, because I've tried it with various different bits. So that's what it looks like. This is like almost like a stainless steel finish, nice with the brand in there, Vessel. This isn't too big. I was worried that, I mean, you can get a version without the bit holding function, so which is okay. This costs more, but I was worried that this was going to make it too bulky, because sometimes you need to get into small areas. It isn't, and I've just been using this on building a PC basically, and no problems. I've actually quite enjoyed this. It gives you a nice bit of reach. Generally, I would use something like this, or I would use the iFixit set, various different things like that, but absolutely no problems with this. So I just want to show you size comparison. So here is this is actually now the older Vera. I haven't even reviewed this one. I must get around. This is the old Vera ratcheting set. it is a ratchet and it does lock out, but size wise, let's just see what that's like up with that. And then you have the PB Swiss tools, the ratchet there. You can get a longer version. This is the shorter version, but works exactly the same way. I've used this a lot, so size wise, there you go. And then you have like, there's a stubby, and I'm showing you a stubby. I realize this isn't a stubby, but it can convert into a stubby. So there's a stubby from Bosch. It's okay, it's a bit cheaply made, this one, but I did review this one as well. Quite loud as well, but okay. So there you go for size. So in regards to size, it's pretty compact and nice and smooth. There's not a lot of sort of dead weight on this, which I'm appreciative of, and I really like that grip. And using it like that, it's nice. You can even use it sort of fingertip and thumb like that, in that manner there. So in regards to the ratchet, the amount of teeth on this, it's a 36 tooth one, and it's perfectly fine. So look, not a lot of movement needed for each tooth on that. The weird thing is, it doesn't seem to have an obvious tooth. So, for example, on this one, if we hold that and listen, click, 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 click. That is each tooth. On this, it seems to have a click and a half click. I don't really understand. Maybe someone can stick down below what on earth's going on here. So listen, I'll try and do this fairly. Listen. I had to get it to go the right direction. So you got click. Maybe, did you hear that? Then there was a click, then another click straight after it. I'm not sure what that click is. And then click, 2 clicks at once. I mean, you know, I feel like I'm trying to break into a safe here in a Western, because listen, click, 2 clicks at exactly the same time. Did you hear that? Maybe 2 clicks. I don't know what's going on there, but it's certainly, you know, it's not because it's cheap or badly made, and I don't know if that's indicative of all the vessel ratchets, because this is the first one that I've used, but just something quite interesting there. Maybe stick down below, maybe I'm completely misunderstand, but as a ratchet, it works perfectly. Put it in, beautiful. Not a lot of back drag issue as well, so once you've got the screw started, boom, boom, and you've got a bit of bite, it's no problem at all. You're not having to, you know, manually do it. And in regards manual, you can do that. You can take it to its second setting and then watch. There, it's locked. Although there is a little bit of a noise, so listen. So if I'm going to hold that, this is in the lock position. If you listen, hear that? I don't really care, and that doesn't bother me, but I know there'll be people who say, well, every time I'm screwing in, I've got to hear this. Listen, you know, like a music teacher's metronome going. That will bother some people, because there's people I work with who that would irritate them. I couldn't care less, really. You know, turn the radio up. That's what I would say. So, and you can adjust that one-handed. Look. It's within reach, so ratchet one way, right, let's take that out, boom, boom, or lock it, one to the right, boom, perfect. So I don't have any problems with that, and I like the way that ratchet is within reach, whereas with something like this, yes, I can do it, but it's less easy. I've got to like reach forward, more forward than I would normally hold it. I actually like these handles on the Vera. Some people don't. I mean, I guess you could use your thumb. There is a newer version of this, so if you are thinking, oh, I like the look of that, try and get the newer version. It has it's almost like half the size of this, and it's a green ring. You may be better off with that, but this does have the wrap adapter, which I quite like. So the wrap adapter works like this, pop. That isn't going to come out, because I sometimes get bite and fastness, and then it pulls the bit out and it annoys me. So boom, and then that will come out. Whereas on this one, it is magnetic. So 1/4 inch here, this is the bit that comes with it. So I'll just give you a nice close look up in 4K. That happens to be PH2, I believe. Beautiful, yeah, it is PH2, there you see. And it has they call that power ball. It's basically a torsion zone. Like I say, if you've got an impact driver, make sure you're getting stuff that is impact rated, but that's not what this review is about. Vessel Japan. I've always said I prefer a stamped name on to tell you what it is, because they can rub off, but I haven't used this bit long enough to know whether that's the case. So nice made. Let's get a close up there, close up on the tip. Yeah, no problems manufacturing wise. I'm happy with that. And a nice bottom there, because it's always nice to check for a nice bottom. I just noticed on some of the cheaper ones it looks like there's an extrusion mark there, and extrusion, sorry, and it annoys me. But in that regard, look, they go in here, and I'll just show you 1/4 inch straight in, and then it actually pulled in because of the magnet. The magnet's quite strong on this. Now if I try and pull this out, so I'm having to get a good grip. That's brilliant. Okay, so I never actually thought about that. That's pretty good. I mean, I have obviously used this around the house, but I hadn't actually sat and compared strength here. I just put it in, put it out. But yeah, okay, that's quite strong. It's not quite as strong as a PB Swiss magnet. I would say it is Okay, I'd say it's slightly less than a PB Swiss magnet, but better than something like a Vera, a bit. So it's between those two, I would say. So not bad. I've got no problems with that. And let's just check other 1/4 inches. So let's try something really well machined, like a bit from PB Swiss. So this is a, what is this? This is a PB Swiss Tools Posi 2. So there's the Posi 2 there. Beautiful piece of kit. So let's see if that works as well. It should, because it's a 1/4 inch. See if it pulls it in. Yeah, perfect. And then, yeah, that's a nice strong magnet. I like that. You want a strong magnet, otherwise it's irritating because you can get biting bits, especially on things like Posi. I get that all the time, and the bit comes out, and it annoys me. That's the one thing that annoys me a little bit about this, but there's a very strong magnet in the PB Swiss. This is close, but not as good. So, boom, perfect. So in regards use, very nice. You've got that long reach, but the thing that is really quite interesting about this is, I mean, I've got loads of stubbies. I like a stubby when you want to get in somewhere and you haven't got the room. That's the point of a stubby. Or you can, it's easy to carry. Now, in that regards, this converts. So if you listen, get ready, you'll hear the pop. Oh, did you hear that? That's because that's so well fitted. So in here you have a cylinder section which goes into this, where you would put the 1/4 inch shank there. So there is no magnet down here though, and that's going to be the first issue. So that bit comes off, but you still retain the ratcheting function. So that's still here, which is great. So you're not losing that by converting into a stubby. And as stubbies go, I mean, that's absolutely magnificently small. So look at that. So get the bases together there. Almost the same size as the PB Swiss stubby, which is very small and really nice. So compared to that is the Vera. So the Vera is slightly bigger, just to show you, and then we'll compare it side by side, get the bases the same. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And I would say the grip on that is better than that. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But that's way better. Grip here, you've got the knurling and the rubber at the same time. Way better. Okay, so here's the first problem though. So let's take out a standard bit. In fact, where did I put that bit there? So let's take out this Posi bit, 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch in here. Now, look, here's the first problem. I can't get that in. Look how hard I'm pressing that. Watch. I'm not being silly here. Ow, right, I can't press it any harder. That is hurting my thumb, you see. Let's try on here. No, impossible. Right, so how am I going to get this in? So let's bang this down. No, still can't do it. Now, I don't know if this is just mine. There, in, right, finally. The problem here, what they're using is they're using like almost a split link. So there's a circular piece of metal there which has been cut, and then it will slightly expand to go into the marks on bits. So on some of these bits, for example, hang on, let me find one here. So if you look on these bits here, you have this retaining mark here. It's like a D10. You see it halfway down, and that's what catches the retaining ring. Now here's the problem. I can't get that out now. Now I'm not just putting this on. No, I can't get that out. Ow, that's actually hurting now. I can't get that out. So where this, hang on, 2 seconds. There you go, right. I'm going to have to use a pair of these to get that out. So here we go. Let's see how much strength it takes to, and I'm not joking here, so. Right, that's ridiculous. Now, if I didn't have this tool and I just had this stubby, I don't know how I would get that out. That's a disappointment. So let's look at the mechanism here. What's going on? So down here you can see there is, there, can you see the split link? You can see the mark on it there. So that goes in, and then that provides a little bit of a protrusion which catches on here. And you can see there's a little bit of, it's added a little bit of the stuff that's at the bottom there. There's a little bit of lubricant down there. But that's ridiculous, so I'm going to have to mark them down for that. Maybe other people that own this and don't have this issue, but I've tried bits, I've tried all different bits, and it's annoying. So let's try this bit here with a normal anvil on for a, well, you know, for a stubby here. So let's pop this in. So you've got the same issue, look there, it's reaching that point, and then you get the friction of that bit. So then there, it's in, right, it's in and it isn't coming out, but then to get it, the damn thing out, no, I can't get that out by hand. And I'm not weak, you know, I do go to the gym. So there, actually that came out a little bit easier because There's no detent on this, it's simply friction, but that's no good to me. It's a shame that. I wish that they'd just put another, there's room, so I don't know why they haven't just put the same magnet that's here, which is great, put it in there. Just put a neodymium at the bottom. Why? I don't know why they've done that, and especially the cost of this, I don't know why they couldn't do that. So I'm going to mark them down for that, and it's a shame. So then to put this back together, you simply push it in, and it's friction, boom, and then you're back to your full-length screwdriver. Brilliant. So let's have a think about this. Let's move all this rubbish out the way. I've showed you the bit that comes with it, which is fine. It's nice, it's well made, it's nice and smoothed off. I like it. Nice piece of kit. This is also a nice piece of kit, but I'm going to have to mark them down. So look, pros and cons, because this review's gone on far too long. It's simply a driver. So long shaft, brilliant. That gives you options, and you can convert it to the stubby. Magnetic tip, I like it. It's not as strong as a PB Swiss, but it's not the same price as a PB Swiss. So excellent. Well done vessel. Nice. Fine ratchet, although it has loads of those weird little noises. Again, maybe I'm misunderstanding what a ratchet is, but okay. I don't know what all those extra noises are. Okay, fair enough. But in regards to, you know, how hard wearing it is, it's absolutely fine. I've driven quite a few things around the house, and I've used it on that PC down that I've got there. No problems. Stubby is built in. You know, how cool is that? You've got your stubby built in, brilliant. Because of that, you kind of miss out on bit holding. You know, it's not like some of these other ones where you've got bits in the bottom. You know, things like this. It's cool, but that doesn't really bother me. You know, I haven't got it on the PB Swiss, and it doesn't bother me. You know, you've got it on this one, but is that a necessity? Probably not. Okay, so not necessarily an issue. Knurled rubber handles, nice, it's comfortable, I really like it. I like the fact that they haven't overdone it. The knurling actually works, and it's soft. Yeah, I think it's a well-made, nice piece of kit, with one exception because of that bit holding. I think it's a nice piece of kit. So cons, right, here's the problem. The bit doesn't lock in. Now, for me, that's only an issue if I'm using something like posi. If I'm using posi, I like that. So if I get what I call fastener bite, so that bites slightly after you've driven quite hard, and then you come to pull it out, that end's stuck up in the bit and it falls down. You go, oh my god, it's a nuisance. I like locking bits like this Hazette. That locks and it isn't going to come out. Or you've got the wrap adapters, exactly the same. Pops in, isn't coming out until you force it, boom, out. It would be nice if Vessel, I don't know if Vessel have some sort of locking mechanism, but then you're going to add bulk. So if you don't want bulk, I get it, I understand. So I'm not going to mark them down for that, but me personally, I prefer to see some sort of locking mechanism. But never mind, that is a nice, strong magnet. And I don't slag off the PB Swiss in that regard, so it's only fair that I don't slag off Vessel. Okay, so the problem I'm having is the terrible bit holding. So you've got this mechanism for catching the bits here. I think it's crap. I don't like it. I think it cheapens something which isn't cheap. It is well made. It's from a good manufacturer who know what they're doing. They make some quality stuff. This is quality apart from that, but I'm going to have to mark them down. So I'm going to give this whole thing altogether 7 out of 10. And now, before people start screaming saying, how dare you say that about a Japanese tool, I can only mark as I find. And I'm sorry, if I've got this and I don't have that, what's the point in having a tiny stubby if I've got to carry that around in my back pocket to make sure, or a pair of Cobras to make sure I can get the damn bit out? That's annoying. If they fixed that, I'd give it an 8.5. Easy. Maybe it's a 9. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Maybe it's a 9. That just really annoyed me. And it's a shame because it's a well thought out, nice piece of kit. So a little bit of a shame there. I don't tend to check reviews before I make my review of an item. And the reason I do that is because I don't want to have a preconception or an idea or be pushed in any particular direction. So after I've done this and it's all uploaded and everything, I might go and check other reviews, and I'm wondering whether other people have mentioned that, because if they haven't, I'll be a bit annoyed. But I'll guess they probably would have, if they're being honest, and all the stuff on this channel's honest. So it's a little bit of a shame that, hey, maybe it's a one-off. Who knows? If you own this, tell me down below, is it as crap as on mine? Because if that's the case, you can disregard that and give it an 8.5. But for me, so far, at this moment in time, that's getting a 7. So this is the Vessel 2200MBH120, not the K version, which comes with a set of bits. You get one power ball, and it is a PH2 on this occasion, and it is very nice. So a little bit of a shame there, all good and a little bit of bad. Right, thanks very much for joining me. I try to keep this under 20 minutes. In fact, I have kept it under 20 minutes. Thank goodness for that. Right, comments down below and have a good day. Goodbye.